If you're coming to live in Portugal, or you're just interested in what Portuguese houses look like and how you buy them, that's my hair looking nice, this is the video for you. These two houses that I'm about to show you were not chosen by me. There's a lady living in the Netherlands, a single mother, and she's determined to move here to Portugal. So she came here for a week, spent all that time running around looking at houses, and these two that I'm about to show you are top of her list. And in fact, she is going to be putting an offer in on one of them. So let's get looking at them. This house is located in central Portugal. A is where I live, says home. B is Tabua, the main town. And C is where the house is situated in Vila do Mato, village of Mato. Okay, so here is the house. We'll have a look at the information on it in a moment, and note that the front door is actually on the second floor. These two doors here, take note of them because I will be pointing them out when we're inside. Let's look at the information before we go tour the house, and for that I'm going to need my Joe 90s, otherwise I can't read it. Independent dwelling, that means it's a detached house. 190 square meters in total for the house. T5 means 5 bedrooms. What the T means, haven't got a clue and don't care. 1 bathroom. Lot of 2885 square meters. That means there's extra gardens and they're quite sexy. We'll come to those in a moment. Parking space included. Yeah, no kidding. Lovely parking space, flat and plenty of it. Used and in good condition. Most houses are used, aren't they? Is it in good condition? You can be the judge of that one when we go tour it. Built in 1959, so I know exactly how old this house is. It is 67 years old. Because I wasn't built in 1959. I was born in 1959. Okay, there is no heating. I've said this before and I'll say it again. The Portuguese don't have heatings in their home. At the end of this video, you will see a link to another video that will tell you all about how the Portuguese heat their homes and why they don't heat their homes and how they ought to heat their homes. Okay, and finally we have an energy class of F, which means it's pretty crap. You will not see A's and B's here. Doesn't happen. Now it's time to tour the property. Note the arches over the driveway, they're there to support the grapevines. That will look absolutely stunning throughout the summer. Nice wide long driveway, covered in weeds unfortunately, but once cleared, those marble stones will shine through beautifully. Don't concern yourself about those people, they're just FBI agents. And how about that for a nice big flat parking area? She seems to like it. Plenty of room for parking lots of vehicles. To the right is the stores, and to the left is where they kept the chickens. For me, that would be perfect tall houses. There's plenty of other room for chickens, I'll show you later. And to the side of the house, there is ample room to stick a swimming pool in, should you want to do that. And there's also plenty of room for a gorgeous floral garden. The garage is big, plenty of room to swing a cat. In fact, it's that big you can swing 2 cats. We'll enter the property through this back door here. These 2 holding tanks are not used anymore, but the property is connected to the mains water supply and to the outside well. Moving on and through this door here, there's a downstairs toilet and shower room, quite a nice one as well. Remember I said make a note of the 2 doors outside? Well, here they are from the inside. This is a massive open area on the ground floor. Apart from the beams, it's really big and open. I don't know what they used it for. I can't make that out, but it is gigantic. Now imagine taking those 2 doors out and putting in big glass doors to open it up. Replacing those 2 little doors with 2 massive glass, big, huge doors would let in absolutely tons of light. Now this property is open to 2 types of buyers. One, Big family, mum, dad, 4 children. The area downstairs could be like a massive games room. Forget having a TV area, you can get a projector in there, stick a pool out the back, and it would be an awesome family home. However, I now want you to use your imagination, because here's an opportunity for a good business. There is ample room down in that basement, well, on the ground floor, for kitchen, huge lounge dining area and 2 bedrooms. Put a pool out the back. You have now got AL, local allogamento license, which means that you can now let to holiday makers or long-term let, whichever way you want to go with it. Now, how do I know this? Because I have got exactly the same at my house. And if you want to see it, at the end of this video, there will be a link so that you can have a really good look at what I've got and what this could end up being. A moment ago I said, use your imagination. This big spacious ground floor area doesn't look too nice, does it? But how about this? Now that is what you call a transformation. Now those are what you call lovely transformations. I didn't do them. Let me introduce you to Angela and Ellen. And this is the name of their business. They are days away from launching this. What they do is take a property and totally transform each room and all the exterior. So if you're buying a house in Portugal or anywhere else in the world, and you're looking at it and thinking to yourself, what could I do with this? What could it end up looking like? That is where these 2 lovely young ladies come into play. Now here is an absolutely awesome example of what these 2 young ladies can do for you. They had a client with a dreary, unusable outside area. They said, we want to transform it into something that's beautiful and usable. Here we have a gorgeous outside kitchen and dining area. What a fantastic transformation. And the clients were over the moon with what they showed them, and they transformed it into exactly that. In about 2 weeks' time, I will be releasing a feature-length Hollywood video about the products and services that these 2 lovely girls provide. If you have bought a house in Portugal or anywhere else in the world, like I said, they will be able to help you turn that house into a stunning, beautiful home. Got any questions you want to ask them? There are their telephone numbers. Now, let's get on with the tour of this house. These 2 rooms, and this one is a bedroom, are both connected to the large downstairs area that I've just shown you. Here we've got a storeroom, and again it can easily be a bedroom. So there could be 2 bedrooms off the main area. Now we move into the kitchen. Yes, it is dreary, not kitted out or designed very well, but I did ask Angela and Ellen to do their magic and take a look at what they designed. Wow! Now onto the lounge. It comes in 2 parts, the part that I'm obviously filming in right now, and there is the second part. So if we quickly whip ourselves round, we can get to the other door. And there's an open fire, which could definitely do with a wood burner in it. And that's the lounge. Nice parquet floor in this bedroom, double bed, standard sized bedroom for a Portuguese house. Opposite we have another standard sized bedroom, double bed in it, and very well lit. On to the casa de banho, toilet and bathroom with a nice walk-in shower. Here we have a nice single bedroom, and accordingly this is where the servant slept. Now we come to the first of 2 double bedrooms, and they are adjoining with nice views out on the balconies. The second bedroom next door is equally nice and spacious. and has got a lovely view as well as adjoining balcony. And that is the owner of the property. Nice gentleman. He now lives in Lisboa. The loft space is nice, clean and clear, timber frame structure, and has got a new roof at the cost of about 35 to 40,000 euros. Now this house does come with 2 rather large plots of land. There are also holding tanks, fortunately, so that watering can take place during the dry periods. If you bought this house, what would you do with all that land? I see the opportunity here for a nice little earner, and I'm talking olive groves. Well, one big olive grove. You can produce your own olive oil so that you have always got litres and litres of olive oil. I have from my house. I produce my own olive oil, and any excess you can sell. The olive oil that is produced locally is as pure as an angel. When you buy virgin olive oil from the shops, believe you me, it's got additives in it as well as other things. But the olive oil that's produced locally is absolutely pure and it tastes divine, I promise you. So there's a good thought. Olive oil. What? I'm just keeping my hair nice. Okay, right, there we go. Full tour of the house. Got a lot of potential, hasn't it? But the lady from the Netherlands will not be buying this house. She will in fact be buying this house for very special reasons. Now, if you want to know what those reasons are and you want to see a tour of that house, let me know in the description below. And I want you to write, oh, for God's sake, Mac, of course we want to see a tour of the house. And don't forget the for God's sake bit. When buying a house here in Portugal, there are important things that you do need to know. First of all, when you look around a house and you see in it dining table, wardrobes, beds, washing machine, anything that's inside the house, that is what you're going to get. You buy the house and you get what's in it, like it or not. If you don't want it, you can ask them to remove it, but normally it's all left there. There's a couple of things I want to bring to your attention, and they are very important. The first one is a surveyor's report. In the UK, you'll get a surveyor go out there, go over the place with a fine-tooth comb, and you'll end up with a report giving you the good and the bad, the ugly about the whole house. And I would guess that's pretty much the same in the USA. However, here in Portugal, that doesn't happen. If you want a surveyor's report, it will cost you an arm and a leg. What are we talking? 1,000 euros. Roundabout, plus or minus, probably on the plus side. I've never seen a surveyor's report here, but that's because nobody ever does them. And the second thing that's really important, which is relevant to the first house, is there is a lot of wood in the construction. Now, the owner says that there has been treatment for termites, but there's no certificate to show that. Now in the UK, you would get a certificate to say that it's been treated for termites or damp or whatever. But here in Portugal, you don't get that. So how do you know that it's true and genuine that there has been termite treatment? Well, the only way that you can do that is ask for the telephone number and the name of the person and or company that did that work, and then chase that up. If you can't chase it up, then you have to go down the road of it hasn't been treated. And that's the way you have to do it here. It's very different here in Portugal. There we have it, big house. But it does require a big investment. Anything else you want to know? I can hear you all screaming out, we want to know how much it costs, Mac. Well, I'm not telling you. No, I'm teasing you, yeah? Okay, the cost of this house is 215,000 euros. It's a big house, and it's very likely to be on the market for a long time. The house that I'm sitting in, the house that I bought, was on the market for 4 years before I ended up buying it. Big houses don't sell quick out here. Obviously, smaller ones do. So, there's a good chance that it will still be on the market when you go and look at it. Got any questions? Anything you want to know? And I mean anything you want to know, leave it in the comments below. And I bet you $1 million I'll be seeing you in the next one.